It has been 5 years since the premiere of the anime adaptation of the manga written and illustrated by Taisho Tutsui, We Never Learn. Although the anime had multiple flaws towards the end when much of the content was cut, much of the content adapted from the original manga was quite faithful. Thus, fans of the franchise recommend avoiding the anime and going straight to the original manga. This is because it is quite difficult to untangle the mess that was made in the second season of the anime. The omission of a key character cannot be ignored, and the manga itself is a fun and lighthearted read anyway. And that's precisely what we'll be talking about today. Not about the anime adaptation, but about the manga itself. Although it was a romantic comedy combined with a harem of 5 girls, the work made history by creating different endings for each of them. While this is common in visual novels, i.e. those dating video games so popular among otaku, it is something rarely seen in the manga world. The work had a total of 6 different endings, with the 6th being a win-win bonus. Thus, each of the girls had their happy ending in different universes. The first was with Yuruka Takamoto having a long-distance relationship with Naruyuki Uiga until they reunite. The second was with Rizu Ogata, who lives with Naruyuki and they manage her family's ramen restaurant. The third was with Fumino Furuhashi, who has her relationship with Naruyuki in college. The fourth was with Asumi Kaminami, who lives with Naruyuki on a small island. And the fifth was with Mafuyu Kurisu, who lives with Naruyuki while they both work as teachers. Harem manga have become the default format for today's romantic comedies, and love them or hate them, they're not going away anytime soon. We Never Learn by Taisho Tutsui looked like it was going to become a relatively successful and enjoyable, but ultimately forgettable, series until the author revealed that the work would have 5 different endings, a somewhat unique experiment. Although this unusual approach pleased many fans and caused a détente in the waifu war, it wasn't exactly easy. The first and most obvious problem is that one of the endings seems more canonical than the others, specifically the first one, which focuses on Yuruka Takamoto, the protagonist's childhood friend. Although each ending takes place in its own volume, Takamoto's begins in the final pages of volume 16, which makes for a shocking disconnect if someone were to read the series to the point where the endings diverge and then choose an ending to read. Takamoto's ending is the only one that directly follows the rest of the series. This problem is compounded by the fact that the later endings, especially the one focusing on fan favorite Fumino Furuhashi, rewrite events much earlier in the series. Fumino's ending turns back the clock to chapter 127, a volume and a half before the series split into alternate endings, and changes a major event. This makes the most popular second girl's ending seem even less canonical than the others. The author said that the audience can take the endings however they want, and that he had planned to do 5 endings since the series began. He wanted the audience to feel that all 5 endings carried equal weight. The only problem is that the manga doesn't give them equal weight. If one had to guess the reason We Never Learn turned out this way, with 5 equal endings that don't seem quite the same, it's because it's never been done this way before in manga. Visual novels usually have several routes leading to several endings, but it's not something that's really been done in manga, and the editors are quite conservative. Alongside We Never Learn, Negi Haruba's Gotubun no Hanayome, the quintessential quintuplets, was published in rival weekly shonen magazine, a story about a high school boy hired as a tutor for 5 identical twin girls, one of whom was shown getting married in the manga's opening pages. Although both series were popular, reactions to the ending of Gotubun no Hanayome were more divided, as the bride in the first chapter turned out to be neither the most popular nor the most obvious sister. Multiple endings would have helped that work a lot and would have made people more satisfied, that's for sure. Of course, not all harem manga would benefit from multiple endings. Nisekoi by Naoshi Komi was published in Weekly Shonen Jump before We Never Learn, and there was never any doubt as to which of the girls in the manga Raku Ichijo would end up with. Although Nisekoi had many problems towards the end of its series, they were not related to which girl Raku would end up with, but were due to a weak story arc before the end that went on too long. Despite the problems, the We Never Learn experiment turned out positively. So harem rom-coms will have 2 choices in the future. Either go the Gotubun no Hanayome route and have a single girl win, or go the We Never Learn route and make endings for each of the girls. Of course, there's also the obnoxious option of no one wins, and the play is left with an open ending, but that usually happens with stories that sped up their ending because they were already going downhill. And you, what do you think about multiple endings?